Yeah, man!
Hello, my name is Miguel, and today I'm gonna make for you fish fillet mixed vegetable stir fry or stew. So you're gonna need some fish fillet, about half pound, a stack of scallion, a small or medium sized onion, a small or medium sized tomato, 3 or 4 garlic cloves, Scotch bonnet pepper, any real pepper half, and a 241-gram mixed vegetable canned, and pimento berries, half a teaspoon, dried parsley, a tablespoon, and dried basil, tablespoon, and about a teaspoon of sea salt. This is healthy cooking. Alright, so just use your can opener. Don't follow me, and just open the mixed vegetable and remove the water. Alright, that's how you want it. Just put that aside for later. Alright, so now we're going to prep. So now the garlic. Just take the garlic skin apart. Just take the outer layer off. That's my container I'm going to use. I'm going to use a bag, because with these bags I can just throw it out when I'm finished. I don't have to get meat or on anything else, any of my containers or any of my plate. So just take the skin off the garlic. Now use a chopping board and just mash or crush the garlic as fine as possible, because that way when we cook it won't be, you won't taste garlic, it will just be flavor. Just the flavor will just add to the meal. Alright, so now the scallion, just cut the root part off, the bottom piece, remove the dead leaves by making a split at the side, and then it will be easier to remove the leaves. And cut the tips off, the tips of the leaves off. Onion now, just remove the onion leaf, outer layer, just the brown part, because that first layer is the strongest. Alright, I just split it in half because it will be easier to slice and dice. Now, on your chopping board, just slice and dice the onions. I just slice them. You don't have to dice it fine, but you can just slice it like that. Alright, so put all of the seasoning in one container. We're going to marinate the fish. The Scotch bonnet pepper is hot. There's an international name for this pepper, but I don't remember right now. So just cut and put half in your container. It's a piece of thyme, a spring of thyme. Just rinse the scallion. Just rinse the scallion and then dice it. Like I said, use your chopping board. Why I don't use chopping boards, and maybe on this side, this channel, you can know why. Because chopping boards, to me, after you use them 1 or 2 times, it's hard to keep clean. So to me, the germs out with wood transfer from you. from the chopping board to your food. So that's why I don't use them. So just take a salt, a tablespoon, about a
Half
teaspoon of
pound,
salt. That's just
two pound.
half pound of fish fillet. That's a tomato. I'm gonna add that while it stews. And today we're eating it with mashed potato, Irish potato. So just peel these. See, we're not gonna cook it long. We're only gonna cook it for a short time because we want your body to get the enzymes from the Irish potato. Just peel it thin, 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 thin to the skin. Don't waste the potato. Make sure they're washed and cleaned properly. Alright, so just keep on peeling. Just peel it thin, thin to the skin. This is gonna be the meal's accompaniment. Because this meal is gonna be healthy all the way. If you're healing, these are the meals you should eat. Alright, keep on peeling. I'm thinking of things to say while I go. And while you're healing, it's best not to eat meat because germs, disease strive off meat, of protein, meat protein, or protein from meat. Alright, so now once it's peeled properly, just rinse them off. Rinse it properly under fresh water, running water. And let's put this aside for later. Alright, so now fish fillets. This is the pimento berries. So now you just add your pimento berries, about half a teaspoon. And this is optional. Any of these ingredients that you're not, if you don't, in your region, if they're not available in your region, just use what you have. Once it's vegetable and herbs, you're good to go. So this is a fish fillet. Just make sure it's scaled properly. This package. So usually these package fillet are supermarket. They clean it properly. So just add a tablespoon of white vinegar and some water and rinse it off. Just to make sure that it's killing the kind of surface germs. Just in case the people at the supermarket weren't clean enough. So now just cut your fillets in cubes, about 2 to 3 inches cube, as tall as your finger, about one finger, 2 to 3 inch cubes, and then put it in your container with the seasonings. We're going to allow it to marinate for a little while. You can allow it to marinate for from 5 to overnight, but just remember to put it in, just keep refrigerated within the time. If you're gonna cook it like in 15 minutes, 30 minutes, you can keep it outside of the fridge. Alright, so once you finish with that, just put it in and just allow it to marinate. Cover it, seal it, put it in a sealed container and allow it to marinate. See, I can just throw this out. That's why I like dealing with these plastic containers. Cut it on the container and throw it out. I don't have to wash up anything. Alright, now put to eat a pot that stews. Add water. Big enough pot that stews. We're gonna boil we're gonna boil the potatoes, but first we're gonna dice it. See. Alright, so just get your chopping board. This is my pretend chopping board for now. So you just take the potato, you cut the potato in half, and then you cut the half piece in about 2 inches cubes. So you cut the potato in half, cut the half, one of the half, cut the 2 pieces of half in half, and then cut 2 inches cubes. Alright, so now once it's been about a minute or two, the water got warm. Just add your diced Irish potatoes. Alright, now this is healthy cooking and this is sea salt. I'm using just a little bit, like a quarter teaspoon of sea salt, just to flavor it a little, because that's all the salt we're gonna use. And you put your stove's gauge on 4 for now. Put your stove's gauge on 6. I'm sorry. Just gotta get the boil going. Alright, so now after 5 minutes with the stove's gauge on 6, put it now on 4. Once it comes to a boil, just put it now on 4. 4 is medium low and 6 was medium high. Now after 10 minutes, we're going to test it to see how tender it is. That was 10 minutes. See, it's not completely finishing up, but we're not going to cook it long because I want the enzymes, I want your body to benefit from the enzymes. Enzymes of whatever nutriment that potato carries, your body will benefit from it. Or any nutrients. Stove off, that was 10 minutes. You don't need to overcook it. That was it, finish. Just remove the water now. Alright, so once you remove the water, just remove the water. Alright, no, we're not going to use butter. So we're going to add about a tablespoon and a half. You can use coconut oil or you can use olive oil. You can pretty much use any healthy, keyword healthy oil. It has to be healthy. And it has to be natural. So now you just mash it with a potato masher. This spoon that I have, my grandmother gave it to me. So it's handy. Stainless. I like it. I really like it. I use it for a lot of things. And it stays the same way. Alright, so just mash cooked Irish potatoes. Alright, look, it's not gonna be smooth like them others. If you want it to be smooth, you just leave back a little of the boiled water and thin it out, like, but don't do that. I would just leave it just like this. It's gonna be flaky a little, but when it's compressed, it will stay together. You ain't gonna have a little clumps of potato in it same way, but that's what you want. Trust me. Alright, now because I mashed it in this pot, because that's the biggest thing I have right now that's clean. And that is in storage, so I just want to just use this one plate. So now I'm going to transfer it to the bowl, to the serving bowl that I'm keeping it in. It's not really good to mash it in this pot, So I wouldn't recommend that you follow me. Just put it in a bowl, a clean bowl, a big enough bowl, and mash it before it get cold. Mash it immediately, because if it get cold, it's gonna be harder to mash. So you just do that, cover it, put it aside until it's served. Bin. Alright, now we're gonna start fry up the fish. So just put a frying pot, any kind of frying pot. Get a good frying pot. I would prefer you use a frying pot that don't have the coating on the inside. So just leave that for a minute or two. Just allow it to get hot. Oh yes, put your stove gauge on high, about 8. High. And add a garlic. We're just gonna add it to the oil just to flavor the oil. We're gonna remove it. Alright, now while we wait for that, just kinda, I forgot, you can add a teaspoon of white vinegar in the marinating fish. Just allow it to stay. Alright, so now add oil. Add oil. That was 2 minutes. And I added half a quarter cup of coconut oil. That was 2 minutes. Alright, so now it's 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes now since we added oil. So now let's remove the seasoning of the fish pieces that we just cut. That's marinating. And you notice here a little smoke. That's what you want. You want it to be so hot. You want it to be very hot, because with this fish, if it's not that hot, it's gonna stick. It's gonna spoil your cooking. So let's add the fish. Add the skin part first. Just lay the skin. Just lay the fish pieces in. Why I say to add the skin part first? Because when the skin part fries first, the top, which is the flesh, won't be so wet. But if you put the flesh part in first, although it probably would work because the pot is hot, but just for caution, you just put the skin side down first. And by then the pot will be so hot and the oil will be so hot that when you flip it, the flesh part won't stick. So try and fit them in as close as possible. See, if I had a container, I could see how many pieces I had. Then I could have laid them properly, but just lay them and leave a little teeny space around. Alright, so you just allow that and let it stay. Don't move it, let it stay on one side. Alright, so now after 3 minutes with the stove gauge on high, I didn't move it, still on high. Just don't follow me. Use a kitchen towel and hold it because it's hot. And just somehow, just carefully flip. Just use your fork and just go underneath it and flip it. It's gonna be hot, and oil is splashing on my hand right now. It's hot, that's why I'm pulling back, because I have to take a little break. See, I use the fork because with the fork I can have a more control. But if I had a bigger pot, I could use a spatula and get underneath it and then flip it. And once you flip it, you can't move it. You gotta let it stay, because it's gonna start sticking to the pot or pan. All international people call it pan, but a pot, y'all, is flour pot or a frying pan. I'm trying to get more y'all international people to follow my recipes. So I'm starting a new channel. So subscribe and like and share. Alright, so once you do that, just try and get underneath it because you don't want to tear it. Just be careful and do it. So once you do that, took a minute or so, just let it stay. Alright, so after 3 minutes on the other side, 6 in all, total, you just flip it. See, so easy it comes off, comes off the bottom of the pot, the frying pan. This is sticking to the fork. So just flip, just kind of separate it. We're going to saute the onions now. So just add the onions right after that. I like my onion saute. See, that was the garlic. That was a piece of garlic that we had earlier. So you don't want that in because it's burned. So just remove it. Oh, I don't want the pepper to. I'm not gonna have the pepper right now because I don't want it saute. It's gonna burn my eyes. So just allow that to stay. Don't move it. Just allow it to saute. The stove gauge is still on high for now. Alright, after a minute, you just kind of use this spoon like that and kind of stir fry it. Like it's gonna be easier now to handle. So you just stir fry it, and just kind of move it around, make sure that all is seasoning. And now would be a good time to put your stove gauge on 4, which is medium low. Alright, after about 40 seconds or so, 2 minutes, just take the tomato and dice it. You could have diced it before now, so you could have just added it, but I'm just doing it my way. And this herbs, we want to try herbs. So a tablespoon of dried basil. No, I can add the hot pepper, scotch bonnet, and a tablespoon of dried parsley. So now just stir it in. Stove gauge is on 2. No, sorry. The stove gauge is on 4. That was 2 minutes now since we start stirring, cooking, and adding all the stuff. And then you add the mixed vegetable right after that. Same time. And just stir it in. You want to stir fry it because you want to make sure every little thing get a little, all the flavors are together. And then add about some water and ketchup. That was 2 tablespoons of water and 2 tablespoons of ketchup. All in front of your eyes. All of this happening right now in about 3 minutes. All of this since we put in the first ingredient. So just stir it in for a little while. Like this. Alright. That's it. Finish. Turn your stove off. And then you just keep it covered until you're ready to serve. It's best served in 15 minutes the latest, because you don't want the fish, this kind of fish is gonna get soft, so you gotta serve it like in 5 minutes. Alright, now I mashed Irish potato. I'm gonna serve now. So what I like to do, because I'm gonna take some pictures and so forth, I'm presenting it, I'm gonna decor it for a little while, a little bit. I'm just gonna decor it for a little. I'm gonna decor it a little. I'm out twisting it. so see what I do, I just flip it. Sometimes they tend to stick, you know. I should have put some oil in it. But if it happens, you just go underneath it and just kind of loosen it a little. And then you turn your plate upside down and up, and then upright. And there you go. Now you just take some of this healthy food. Healthy. This can't be no healthier than this fish. Fish have omega 3. Vegetable, you know, have all the vitamin A from A to wherever. And then you have the onions and the pepper and so forth. That's the antiseptic, if that's the correct word, but you know what I mean. That fight off germs and keep your immune system healthy. Yeah. So you just take some of this goodness and just pour on top of the mashed potatoes. So this is my fish fillet mixed vegetable stir fry or stew. You may want to call it. It's more like a stew, stir fry stew. Sorry, I'm just trying to have a sense of humor here. Alright, so that's my fish fillet mixed vegetable stew. Alright, now let's taste this thing. Alright, so it's vegetable. See, I cooked this all a while, so I know it's gonna taste good. I just want to share it with you guys. Look at that. Well, it's clean and fresh for one. And the Irish potato, you should leave little clumps like this. Because remember now, you don't want to cook it long. You just want to cook it for a little while so you can benefit from the enzymes. Let me explain what enzymes is. Enzymes, like for instance, you have a banana, right? A ripe banana. You see when it's yellow? Actually, when it was green, that's when all the enzymes were there. But banana is different because when it ripes, it turns into something else. So, alright, let's say when it was ripe or ripening, the enzymes in it is strong and high and full. But as it gets older and older each day, and it withers, then the enzymes, you lose more and more enzymes from it as the days go by until all the enzymes are gone. So in other words, enzymes are living things, living chemical that our body benefit from eating. It's in all our foods. So that's why plenty of us get sick, because we're not eating food with enzymes. This is very nice. Bye. And let me see now. I am not against. I am against taking tablets. However, I know some sickness require, medicine, some chemical medicine that will fix them. So I'm personally against it, but I'm not against other people if they choose to do it, and it's their choice. Because I realize that this is a very important thing, and I have to be careful how I give my opinions on what people shouldn't do. But I can tell you what I do. So, so that's why I recommend eating good food. That way you won't get sick easily. Your immune system will be healthy and strong, and your immune system will fight off any germs or any free radicals that's in the air. That's bad for our DNA. Cause that's what attacks our DNA. The free radicals, pollution. That's what free radical is. It's everywhere. So you can try this for yourself, and I recommend people cooking for themselves. I really do, because only you alone can prepare and clean your food properly. So I have a Rastafarian vegetarian book dinner. That's the name of the book. Rastafarian vegetarian dinners. That would be a good book for vegetarians and healthy eating that's coming out soon. So if you want, you can get that book. Support me, subscribe, visit my website jamaicadinners.com, and until next time, see you. Bye. And the corn, yes, you can use corn. You can use corn instead of mixed vegetable. Anything you want to add, you can substitute.